Welcome everybody to a weekly live stream, and let me try to do this right this time. I keep messing it up every time. Okay, let's see. I'll wait for it to sink in here. Hopefully everybody can hear me right. I'm using a camera microphone, so may not be the best, but I couldn't figure out how to set up the other one I have on this side of the desk over here. Once I figure that out, that's going to be a lot better. But yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Very busy week ahead, forecasting wise. And we're going to go ahead and get this live stream started. Now, these are going to be, there will be a live stream every Monday, going over the whole week. And then I will do probably the next ones, like briefings and stuff. That will be, unless it's an emergency briefing, those would be probably recorded. I will probably record the rest of these just because doing it live is not always the best option. But I thought since we're going to do the first one and kind of just explain things and new things, and going forward, definitely going to have a lot more videos on the channel than what we do right now. But I thought since it's a busy week, I thought we'd get a good head start on things and talk about what's coming up. So the agenda. First, we're going to talk about the storm that maybe could impact us on Thanksgiving. Now, that is a big maybe. Models have been really horrible with this system, just because there's multiple parts that will choose if this system impacts us or not, and especially with preset type. Definitely going to be in question there. Yeah, we're going to go over. First part is we're going to go over this Thanksgiving storm here. That's what I'm calling it because it's going to impact someone on Thanksgiving. All right, so as you can see, I did go ahead and put where I think if the system does come together right, where I think there will be snow, travel impacts and stuff like that, and I put the snow rain mix area. And the reason why I did that instead of just plain snow or heavy snow is because the snow does not look very heavy until it gets like onto the for further east side. But for us in Michigan, it does not look heavy at all. Maybe a couple inches, inch at most. The ground temps maybe still be kind of warm there, so I don't think it'll be much of an issue. But as the temperatures are dropping, we're going to have to watch and kind of see where that plays and puts us. Okay, so as you can see down here, I did put a low pressure system, which is going to be somewhere. It's either going to be more up here, or it's going to be up down here more south. So if it ends up taking this path I put here, the more southern track, I should say, the other storm that's going to be coming out from, because there's two storms. There's going to be one that darts its way down this way, and then there's one coming from like Colorado down to this way. And what we're going to be watching for is if these collide here, basically, and they phase together, then we could be looking at this scenario I have here, where we could have some snow impacting southern and lower Michigan, and some precipitation, and maybe some travel impacts, especially down here, where I think the snow could be a bit heavier. Oh, I did that wrong. Where I think the snow will be a bit heavier down here. So yeah, that's if this plays out and collides. But if it takes, like I said, if this stream here takes a more southern dive, right now the most probable scenario is it taking a more southern drive, but I have noticed that models today, if we've kind of been seeing more of a more northern solution, but again, the GFS is still south of Michigan with the precipitation, so it's very uncertain, and I did reflect that into the 7-day forecast they built, and this forecast and stuff like that, and so it's very tricky to track this storm. But just know that the storm could impact us with a little bit of light snow. It could make travel a little bit difficult. Our main event, what I'm going to be talking about today, is going to be the lake effect at the end of the week. And that, because of how far out that is, and you have to be kind of like within like 24 hours of the event, really, to know exactly the amounts and how heavy it's going to be. But we can get a good idea with the cold that's going to be coming in, and how lake effect could cause some issues. And I will have a whole separate video on lake effect in a couple of days once the models kind of figure things out just a little better. But we will talk about lake effect today, but we're mainly going to be talking about the cold air, and then yeah, your snow chances for the week, and then the system definitely. So we'll be keeping an eye on the system as it progresses here. It's going to be really interesting week, I can say that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and before I show the 7-day forecast that I made, I'm going to go ahead and go to pivotal weather here. I'm going to wait for things to catch up, as switching tabs sometimes can slow things down. Okay, you're on what I'm on. So first we're going to go ahead and look at the GFS, and I'm going to kind of just show you what I mean by the latest model in the more northern shift, in my opinion. We'll let this load in a little bit here. Sorry if it's a little bit slow, but you know, I've got to deal with what I've got um, at the moment. So as you can see here, we have our system that is continuing to move through some light showers tonight. But it signs these blue isobars are showing the cold front. It's going to crash in. We're going to get a lot cooler for the rest of the week. Today was kind of the last moderate day for warmth. So you can see the system's going to move out, and then you're going to see our. You can kind of see the system here in Colorado here as we'll be watching. Um, so let me go back. I don't know why it. Oh boy, I love when it does that. Okay, so without moving everything. Okay, so we're gonna be watching this here, this low pressure system here, and if this takes more of a northern track, it'll hit us here in Michigan. But if it continues to dive south and doesn't really move up, we won't get nothing at all. Um, and then we're gonna continue to push forward here. And as you can see, this is what I was talking about. And you can see the low is definitely more north than what it was yesterday. Yesterday it was down here. So to see that it's up here now is a good sign. I think that models are starting to agree on a more northern trend. But again, you can see it's not really hitting us still. And again, these are raw model runs. So again, don't take this. This is not a forecast. This is just what we use to see trends and help us put our own forecast together, which you'll see my own forecast here in a minute that I've put together. Okay, so then go about 66 hours out. You can see the system quickly moves off, but then behind it, we got the lake effect machine starting up, and this is the really cold air that I was talking about in the winter coming out of the northwest, which is a good zone there for the lake effect snow. Now, the GFS has not been really bullish on amounts, and it's kind of trended down on the amounts a little bit. But there's a couple other models we'll look at, kind of just compare and see there. You can see the cold air coming in, so that's the next thing here we'll talk about. You try to won't waste our times here on the models. Basically, just so we're gonna go ahead and shift to the temperatures here. And I'm gonna go ahead and get, because we are in Michigan, part of the Midwest, we're gonna go ahead and, why did it do that? What are you doing? Okay, regional. Midwest. We're just gonna go ahead and click on the Midwest here. So as you can see today, it's pretty warm. Some areas actually maybe hit 50 today. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check. I wasn't really paying attention to that. But you're gonna see this cold air I was talking about. It's coming down here. It's gonna start flowing into Michigan tonight. It's not gonna be too bad yet. This is Wednesday. You got highs in the 30s. Push of warmth with the. So this is the other thing I'm kind of trying to figure out here is like the cold air may be delayed, and essentially what that could mean is even if the system did come more north with these temps, I would not really see snow. I'd see more rain or mixed precipitation, maybe just mainly rain. I mean, this is pretty warm by the GFS. I think the Euro is a little colder, but that's another thing we're tracking is like this cold air into Thursday here. If it gets, when the system comes through, if it does, how fast this cold air will flood in. Because if we get temps like this in the 20s, below freezing here, not below freezing, freezing mark here, then we could definitely be looking. But you can see the cold air is just getting worse on this side. I mean, you're in the teens in Minnesota, single digits over here. So you can see what I'm talking about. The cold air is really going to be the story. And as we push forward, cold air only grows. And you can see we're by Sunday still in the 20s. This is Monday, still in the 20s. We do warm back a little bit Monday into Tuesday. And then still cold, but you can see the trend on this, on the GFS, is that we warm up for a little bit and then cool down a little bit again and warm up again. So the GFS has this kind of up and down with the temps here. And go ahead and look at the Euro, because that's loaded in. With the Euro temps here, you can see what I'm going to be talking about. So we're going to go ahead and scoot to Thursday. It's the end of Thursday here. So you can see we're a little bit colder with the Euro, but again, it's still quite warm. So it's going to be the question. So this is going to be the system. It's going to move out, and then this is the system we're watching for mixy mess, and the Euro has it north here. But like I said, very light. I mean, this is not going to amount to much at all. On the map, this is where the light snow or mix or stuff would be here. But again, that's if this cold air that is coming this way can crash in fast enough. Another thing that kind of makes me a little hesitant on the snow scenario is the warm lake waters, and it's gonna hold back this cold air just a little bit. So we definitely gotta, keep an eye on trends and see where that takes us, and see if we get like warmer or colder. What exactly trends stick with us here as we go through a lot of changes this week. And the cold air is going to be a wake up for some people. I definitely think that the Euro is stronger on the cold too, and it lasts a lot longer. Yeah, see, you can see it gets really cold here in Michigan. Not as bad as Minnesota per se, but you can see this is Thursday. We still got the cold air around Friday into the week after next week, and it just stays cold. So the European is definitely staying more cold. Now we'll go ahead and again, these is raw model data, so the amounts that I'm going to show you are not real, but it will give us per se we'll be looking for. Okay, so is that system that comes through on Thursday. Okay, so yeah, you can see. No, what are you doing? Stop. Stay there. Okay, so you can see not much, maybe an inch at most if we do get the snow side. But again, if that cold air does not show up fast enough, it'll be mainly rain. And again, ground temps are kind of warm still, so anything that a little bit that does fall will melt. But then, as we get the colder air in, you can see the lake effect coming in here. Now what I've noticed is that the Euro still shows some pretty hefty big totals for lake effect here and here. It did show way more than this yesterday, and now it's kind of backed off a little bit. And this is why we don't use any of these amounts this early. Never take raw data amounts. It can help us forecast, but this far out is not really useful. And this is what I'll talk about. I'll go ahead and go back to yesterday's round. Remember those areas that I circled there? Because this load can get kind of laggy if I don't let it run right away. See, this one had way more by Monday the 12th. So it's not going to be an all and done type of event. It's going to be a long duration lake effect event. But it's all kind of just a wait and see game on stuff like that. And then we can go ahead and look at go ahead and look at a Canadian model, see what that is showing. Very similar. We'll look at the other conversion here. So yeah, definitely lake effect prone areas that are here circled have a decent chance of getting some snowfall. How significant it ends up being is still within the table. But I think that the ingredients are there for us to definitely pile up on some heavy lake effect snow. And just, what kind of disturbances come through and stuff like that is going to be really the big player on that kind of stuff. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this stuff off. Okay, so the National Weather Service just posted this today. Talk about the cold and stuff and the lake effects section of it. And as you can see where the colder air is, this is the really cold air. It's going to be coming down. It's going to be going down this way. But you can see that the lakes kind of shield us from this cold pocket here. So, it may be dangerously cold for some people, but it's not going to be really bad here in Michigan for now. I think that the lakes will definitely do a good job at shielding most of that cold air. But we'll be cold enough to have snow stick on the ground for several days, and definitely don't want to go without a jacket. Just the heavy snow portion. Just talking about the Great Lakes and resulting in significant accumulations. Now, they did say that forecast accumulations will become more clear as the event approaches. So, as I said, we cannot make a snowfall forecast until we get closer to the event, because this is going to all change and could disappear completely. I don't think it's going to do that. I think we'll get lake effect. Definitely, that's likely. And you'll see my 7-day forecast generated here. My thinking and what temps and stuff are going to be for at least in southern Michigan part, as we are only southwest Michigan coverage really. But we do look at other areas of Michigan, but mainly southwest Michigan. That is my area. It's kind of easier to do one area than a bunch. All right. So I hope you guys like that little graphic there. You can go to the Weather Prediction Center page, and you can get the same exact graphic I have here. All right, we'll go ahead and look at the 7-day forecast now. So I just made this today. I'm trying a new format or whatever. This will be everything that I have information-wise will be posted on my Facebook page later tonight. I will type up a paragraph, whatever I got to do. But all this stuff that I'm showing you, if you for some reason don't watch the live or watch it later, you can watch the live later too. But this will also be posted on my Facebook group on the weather. If you want to join that, that'd be good. You get most of your information there if you live in Southwest Michigan. But these graphics will be posted on my Facebook page. Right now, I'm going to update this graphic every once a day. So tomorrow, around the afternoonish, kind of around the same time today, maybe. Expect another update. I'll update the temperatures and precipitation. So for Tuesday, I have 39 sun with clouds and a 5% chance of precipitation because Tuesday, I'm not expecting anything. I think we're going to be low. Nothing's really going to be happening Tuesday. So I put a very low chance of anything, maybe a sprinkle, if anything. And then nighttime temps are down here in the blue. It's going to be it. It's not going to be. What's weird is that this says 40 at night. I did put that, but models kind of show it a little bit warmer, I guess, at night there. Then Wednesday, I'm here. That's when I expect the system, the first initial batch of the system, to hit us. Right now I have that with rain and snow at 50%. That's just what I thought would be nice. And then I do have a high of 28. A low of 28 on Wednesday with a 60% chance of precipitation. Now, the reason why I think that is because I think that's when the system will mainly affect us is probably early Thursday morning. The reason why I did put that today is because there is good model agreement that we will get some type of precipitation with the more northern track, like I said. But tomorrow we'll reassess, and I will change numbers if I have to. But right now that looks perfect as of tonight's model data. Thursday I have a high of 39 with snow showers, and I put a 50% on that. And right now I do have just snow showers, but remember that that's if the temperature, right? You see the high of 39. That's not really. It's cold enough for snow, but it's not really cold enough to just be snow or anything sticking. So nothing significant out of that. That is the Thanksgiving storm forecast there for me. And then Thursday night into Friday morning, I do have an 80% chance of snow showers. Because I do think that the lake effect will start cranking up right behind the system, even though models are they're hinting at it, but they've been kind of horrible with that today. But just with data and stuff, I did go ahead and put a good likelihood of seeing at least some flurries or snow showers. Then into Saturday, I do have a high of 29. So you can see that cold air is arriving there, with snow showers at a 30% during the day. Yeah, that's for that. And then for Sunday, lake effect snow showers, I do have it at 50%. Again, with lake effect, I'm keeping the numbers basic for now. But when we get closer to the event, it looks more likely. I will bump those numbers up if I have to. Nighttime, with a high of 23, I think that lake effect will be more likely towards the nighttime, just because it's colder. And so when things change there. And then for Monday, right now I do have a 31 degrees with cloudy, just because I think we're gonna have a wall for a couple of days, Monday into Tuesday, before we see more lake effect again. So basically, our areas to watch for travel impacts is going to be here all the way through here. These are going to be our main areas to watch where the snow symbols are here. Not enough information to issue a weather alert day, but I will be watching into this weekend for sure for the possibility starting Friday of a possibility of having to issue a weather alert day. But right now, too low on confidence to talk about weather alert days. But just know that snow is in the forecast. So if you're driving out there, make sure that you're paying attention to those around you and slow down. don't go fast. You don't have to go fast all the time, especially if you're late to work. Who cares? Weather's happening. I'd rather get to work safe than die on my way to work. So that's your 7-day forecast. Again, all this stuff will be posted on the Facebook Armored Weather Facebook group tonight, so you can look for yourself again. If there's anything I missed, I'm sorry. I put this together fast and had to do everything that I did fast. I will also be making a lake effect map tonight, showing lake effect areas, watch areas, basically, and risk areas. We'll do that to add to the graphics. I didn't make one because, again, I typed this all up fast. I made all this fast. But again, thanks for watching. Hope it was interesting. We did a good 30-minute video here. It's about what these are going to be. But anyways, have a good day, guys, and stay safe.